Yes, what is going on, everybody? Good evening. How are you? My name's Matt. This is Boys Crypto. Let's look at these bubbles, baby. We are all over the place. Some red, some green. We don't know what is going on with Bitcoin. We have constant pumps, dumps, everything. Let's wrap our mind around this. Let's get a grip. It seems like we have big green days followed by a big red, big green, big red. Let's dive in, see what we're looking at. We're going to pull up your favorite altcoins today. Drop them in the chat. We're gonna go over everything from start to finish. We are long, baby, long over here on Blowfin. Trades currently sitting at about break even right now. We just entered the long not long ago. Follow me at Boys Crypto 102 on X if you are interested in seeing my trades whenever I execute them, right? We just got in this long. This is gonna be a long-term position shooting up here for that 96,200 level. I'm very excited to see if we could get there off of this 15-minute 200 MA cross, which we have not been above since we dropped below about $90,000. That's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. We also did enter a speculative virtual zone here. Virtuals, baby, virtuals. A little down on the trade. That's okay, right? And this is an altcoin that we're looking at rebounding. I think virtuals is really close to finding a bottom, baby. Really close to finding a bottom. That's why we are here. That's why we're in this trade, right? So we'll let those cook as the live goes on. What is going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Wanda, April, and Lily, how you doing? How are you doing? Thank you guys for being here and sharing your Wednesday night with me. Tuesday night with me. Tuesday night with me. All right, we got some big news coming up into the week, right? We can expect a lot of volatility this week as we do have that initial jobless claims report coming out on Thursday. I believe the market's going to be a little shady until then, because on Thursday we have the initial jobless claims, which is a market mover, right? When 9:30 opens up, the market is going to respond. 8:30, that news does come out, so the crypto market's going to respond before that, right? And then Friday we have the Fed Chair Jerome Powell coming out and speaking, baby. That is going to be awesome to get some clarity on where inflation is going to be going into this upcoming year. Are we going to have to start printing money a little earlier than is expected, which currently sits at the market is pricing in early next year? If we get a bad initial jobless claims report, which we as crypto holders want, right? We want negative news, which is kind of backwards, right? We want negative news so that the Fed turns on that money printer again, baby. Jerome Powell starts turning on that money printer. That is exactly what we need in the crypto market. Now, just speculating here, we also have Trump speaking on Friday at the crypto roundtable at the White House, inviting many investors from around the United States to talk about crypto and where this country is going with the cryptocurrency assets as a whole. We just had that monumental 2 days ago strategic reserve announcement adding Cardano, Solana, and XRP to the mix. What is going to happen to those assets? We are going to dive into all this today, break it all down for you. We're going to start where we always start every single day, baby. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Look at us here. We have yet. Boys, crypto's still a bull, baby. We are still bullish. Why? Look at this. We've been hugging it. We have not. The bears couldn't do it. The bears could not do it. We could not crack through that daily 200 SMA here on the daily. A massive push towards the downside, not once, but twice, right? And now we got a candle close above, and this green candle is looking really, really good here in the near term. Oh, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys for being here. We are looking for this bounce, baby. We are looking for this bounce. Zooming in on the 1 hour time frame, we are flag and dragging, baby. Flag and dragging above the 1 hour 200 SMA. That's exactly what I want to see in order for continued price action to the upside. The 21's curving. We may just keep going sideways right throughout the night until that 21 comes up, but I see this as a very, very, very likely area for us to get a squeeze to the upside. Look at that gap in the VRVP supporting us all the way up here to 93,000. It looks good, ladies and gentlemen. It looks good. We had that pump on the news, we had that dump on the tariffs, so that's kind of where we sit right now. And I know Trump is currently speaking at Congress, right? I was listening to a little of that before the stream. Really, really cool to get in there and see the president speaking about different kind of policies and things that are going into effect, talking a lot about illegal immigration and things like that. He did not mention crypto while I was on there, but we'll see how that turns out throughout the night. Let's get some caffeine going, everybody. Let's crack that monster rehab and get that energy to the moon, baby, to the moon. Cheers to you guys. All right, let's dive in. Looking at the smaller time frames, I'm looking at the 15 minute, and I'm looking at the 15 minute really close here. Look at this. Here we are, 15-minute time frame, 21 moving average, and the 200 moving average very, very close together. That is looking good. Whenever you get moving averages looking very, very tight like that, you often do get a massive move. Look what happened here. We got very, very tight on the moving average, and boom, to the upside, baby. We got very, very tight on the moving averages right here, and boom, we started moving upwards, and you get very, very tight on the moving averages here, and we had that colossal dump to the downside, right? So I am looking for this 21-200 to give us some sort of reaction here to the upside out of this bull flag on the 15-minute and the 1 hour time frame. That is exactly what I am looking at. Thank you, April, for jumping on in those. Thank you for the handsome comment. Look at that hair. I was using gel. Had to switch my shirt. You gentlemen know what I'm talking about. Whenever you get some gel on your hands and you touch your shirt, it looks like something a little, incriminating on your shirt. I had to change it before the stream. That would have been a disaster to come on the stream looking like I just got done in some kind of adult film. Not looking for that. Didn't want to see those kind of comments or anything, or YouTube to flag me as adult content. So I had to change the shirt. The thumbnail looks a little different, but shout out to you guys for joining on in, and thank you for the handsome comment, April. That was very, very kind. We'll look over XRP, we'll look over Litecoin, and we'll dive in and look at those altcoins tonight. I'm very excited. All right. Here we go, diving in. That's my little skinny on Bitcoin. Not really much to say except for this 15-minute looking good. The daily closed above the 200, exactly what we wanted to see. We've been calling that here on X, right? We've been calling it here on X. We've been saying, hey, until we close that daily under the 200, I'm a bull, baby. I don't care if we wick. I don't care if we wick below here. I don't care if we come down to 68,000 and we wick right back above it. That is a bullish sign for me in the macro. That's what I'm loving to see here on the daily. The Bitcoin bounce, baby. Bounce off that 200 moving average. We've been preaching it to the moon, baby, to the moon for a while now on X. The bears can't do it. They don't have the strength to hold us down. Don't listen to all that flash, all that hype, all that FUD that you're hearing on Twitter or any other social media, like this is the bull market over. I just released a video. Feel free to check it out on why I believe this bull market is not over, baby, and when I think it will be over. How will I know when the bull market is over? I drop my opinions for you guys. Feel free to check out that video. It really is what I believe one of my best works. All right, here we go into Bitcoin. Welcome to everybody who just joined in. Super happy to be here. Super happy for you guys to join in on your chat, in the chat on this Tuesday night. All right. Now we're going to dive into the altcoins. Why do I want to look at altcoins so bad tonight? Well, let's dive over into Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, baby. We are still in that area where we have that massive bearish divergence here on the daily. We have that swing across here on price action, while we have our swing down on the RSI. That is bearish divergence, ladies and gentlemen, saying that we are likely to break this low, and we almost did before we break this high, right? That's what I'm looking at. And now we got the RSI trending to the downside. We are getting a little bounce in the stochastics, nothing to worry about. I was zooming in here and trying to draw a fib on this and seeing where we're likely to get some kind of rejection. And we did. Let's pull our fib, right? We're always pulling fibs on this channel. Why? Because that's a likely area for price to bounce. Look at here. We came right to the 786 on the 15-minute time frame for for Bitcoin dominance, right? We fell earlier in the day, had a massive pump, got up to that 786, and we since rejected. Now you could say, oh, Boys Crypto, that's looking like a bull flag to me. It really is. It really is. So it could go either way here for Bitcoin dominance, but I do like that rejection off the 786 to start us heading downward, right? It does look like kind of like breakouty, right? So I don't want to see us get back above that 15-minute 200 MA, but Bitcoin's looking pretty. Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin are looking pretty good right here. Bitcoin may want to steal the show, but I do want to see some kind of retracement here. Maybe we even get this. Look, look, check this out. This is how you draw your fibs over and over, and this is when people like to start playing with higher leverage at 100, 200x. You could say, okay, we got the reaction. We got the reaction right off the 786. Now. Ooh, we got the reaction off the 786. Thank you, Monster, for that. Hit me in the stomach right there. All right. Now we got the reaction off the 786. Now what do I do? Well, now I could pull it from, the swing high to the swing low of the next cycle. So now I could look at, hey, are we going to put in another lower high here at the 786 bearishly, right? From this little range right here. You could pull fibs over and over and over again. And this is a likely region, right? If we could get over this region, it's likely that this is a wash and we're going to move further to the upside. But if we get up into this region, it would serve as a good shorting opportunity for Bitcoin dominance back to the downside, because it's still a golden pocket 618, 786 retracement, baby. That's exactly what we're looking at. You can pull fibs. They're everywhere, everybody. They're everywhere. I'm going to drop a video here soon about how to draw your fibs, when to draw your fibs, why to draw your fibs, because these things hit over and over and over again, and they are just not talked about. Look, we came right down to the golden pocket, boom, right? And you can go bullish, bearish until one of them doesn't work, but they happen in ranging all the time. And whenever you're looking at the macro moves, which is what I go over and why this bull market is not over, why people are being absolutely crazy saying, oh, this is it, this is the end, sell my bags, my altcoins are dead, right? This is not it, and I prove it in that video, everybody. So head on over there and check that out. Okay, back to brass tacks here. Back to brass tacks. I've been saying that saying a lot lately. It is what it is. Drop your coins in the chat. We're going to start off with the first one. Shout out to you, April. First chat of the night. Let's go into XRP, baby. The people's coin. XRP to the moon. Shout out to my XRP army. Any of you guys that are out there for XRP. Wow, what a monumental cycle it has been for you already. Okay. Here's where I stand on XRP. Here's where I stand on XRP from a charting perspective. We did get a breakdown, right, out of this triangle here to the downside. We did get a breakdown. We since broke back up on that news, got rejected by the upper trend line, and broke back down below the support line. Okay, now you could argue, hey, yeah, we can redraw this, and we definitely will. We'll redraw this and look at it. But this is what I'm seeing for Bitcoin dominance. We had a fake out to the downside. We broke it back up into the pattern. You got a lot of people to long it up here, and the market makers took advantage. Now you're getting that pump up, but you need to close this daily candle above the daily 21, in my opinion. Daily 21 currently sitting at, daily 21 currently sitting at $2.51. You're right there. It's really close, but this would be a textbook bearish retest if you did get a rejection off this line. What I don't want to see is a rejection here and then us fall further to the downside, because that is definitely a possibility, right, for XRP. I don't think that's going to happen if Bitcoin does get its footing. I am long on Bitcoin, so in my mind I'm like, okay, I have to be long on XRP here, but the charts are telling me that it just looks different for this asset since it went on that monumental run, just like HBAR, right? This asset, it has historically, right, in the past few months been a lot more volatile than Bitcoin has. Been a lot more volatile. Look at this daily candle. This was one of the worst altcoins that I've seen when upon that crash, right? Bitcoin or XRP fell in a matter of a few hours 38%, right? And I get the macro and everybody's institutional adoption and everything. This was max fear here. This is the volatility you need to be able to expect with XRP. Look, yesterday's candle, that was massive. A 40% move for XRP in a single 24-hour period, right? Everybody got hyped. It's a strategic reserve. Oh my gosh, the government's about to buy. And then we had a 20% drop to the downside within the next 24 hours. That was massive, right? And now the fear and greed currently sits for the entire crypto space at about 20. Historically, a great time to get in on your favorite altcoin projects. We will we'll be keeping track of this, but we've been sitting in extreme fear for, on average, the past week or so, the past 7 days. So this historically is one of the best times to get in on your favorite assets. Now, another thing that I am seeing here, right? If you draw a neckline here, and this is just for XRP, because this is, I mean, the only reason I'm saying this is just for XRP is because XRP chart is relatively unique compared to the rest of the market. It is. You pull up any other chart, it doesn't look like XRP, right? We got our shoulder. Woo, 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 woo. Let's make this look a little nicer here. We got our neckline right here. We got our neckline, and this is just we were speculating on this here. Remember, on the channel, we had our shoulder, head, right shoulder, head, and then we had our right shoulder. It did dump to the downside, right? We did get that dump to the downside for XRP. Since then, with that strategic reserve news, we did get that pump to the upside, but you're still sitting below some key resistance right here, right? This upward sloping support line is still holding you down. Prior support, right, loves to become future resistance. You did get above, fell back below, and now you're sitting below that resistance line. To me, in my mind, that's where we sit. I would like to see a close above the 21, above this resistance line, get up into the mid to high 250s in order for me to feel confident about XRP resuming its movement to the upside here in the near term. I am bullish on XRP. I think XRP is going to do really well. It just got added to the strategic reserve. I think there's going to be a lot of buying power, but regardless, right, you can still see, you have to think, when is the government going to want to get in? Is it going to, shoot to $3.50, be at an all-time high, and then the government be like, now it's time to buy? Yeah, and Trump's going to be like, yeah, Brad, I'm going to buy when it's at its all-time high. Unlikely, highly unlikely. What I would bet, right, and this is just being speculation, and all the big players have their limit orders in down here, right? They do. All the big players got their limit orders in. And the market makers do try to get price to fall into their limit orders because it capitalizes on fear and long liquidations. That's just the way the market works. Look, that's how that wick worked. If you got in a long down here on this wick on any kind of leverage, 100x leverage getting caught down here would have multiplied your money by 53. $100 turned into $5,000, right? In a matter of an hour or two hours, right? That's the kind of high leverage plays that you could get out of these massive dumps to the downside. I'm not condoning high leverage or anything like that because I don't use high leverage myself. I rarely use anything greater than 30x. Sometimes I'll go up to 35 or so. But when you're trading on that 5100x leverage, this liquidated so many people and executed so many sell orders, right? Because everyone was getting liquidated and stopped out, it pushed price down enough in order to trigger those limit longs for the big whales and massive players, right? So this is where I'm speculating on them having their long orders, right? Or they're either their long orders or their spot orders. They're not going to be buying. They're not going to be buying when it's at an all-time high, and we still don't know. That's why it's so important. Friday, baby, Friday. That's why it's so important for us to get to this strategic reserve news, because when we get to the strategic reserve clarity, right, from Donald Trump speaking at this crypto roundtable at the White House, that is really, really important for us to get that clarity on, are we even going to be buying more XRP? Do we already have XRP? I bet we do from Silk Road, right? We already have Bitcoin from Silk Road. We already have Ethereum, Solana. Like, we have so much crypto already. What is it? Are we just going to hold on to that? Because right now we're legally required to sell that as a country, right? Due to the way the law is set up, everything that's seized from Silk Road currently needs to be sold. So unless that changes, right? Unless Congress does something, we're still selling that asset. That Bitcoin is still going to be sold. And nobody's talking about that, but that's the way the law currently stands in our country. Okay. Diving on in. That's what I see for XRP here. We could break it down into the smaller time frames, probably looking a lot like Bitcoin here, struggling with the 15-minute 200 MA. We did get a break above. I like how the moving averages are tight. I think something's coming here for XRP here in the near term. This does look a little. I'm not bearing on XRP, but this does look a little bear flaggy to me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This does look a little bear flaggy to me. That could take you further to the downside, right? It definitely could. And maybe Bitcoin's looking like that. Let's see. Bitcoin, bitty Bitcoin. Let's see if Bitcoin's looking at that same kind of bear flag scenario. No, Bitcoin's not looking like that. Bitcoin does not look like it's in a bear flag. It had a much more massive pump than XRP. I would argue that this is a massive bull flag for Bitcoin. That's why we're long on Bitcoin here, baby. That's why we're long here on Bitcoin right now. Not financial advice, of course, right? I'm not a financial advisor. Get yourself a financial advisor before getting into any trade or investment. Welcome to everybody who just dived in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Trump is live right now. Yeah, Trump is live. I do know there's thousands of people watching him. Absolutely crazy. That's super cool to see. I hope he says something about the strategic reserve. And if he does, you know what? We're going to know, because we're going to see if he says something incredibly bullish or incredibly dumb. We're going to see either A, Boy's Crypto make a lot of money, or B, Boy's Crypto get stopped out of his trades and then maybe cry for the first time on stream, right? Maybe cry for the first time on stream. Speaking of the stream, we are in like a Hurricane Katrina kind of event here in the great state of Texas. Yeehaw! We are getting absolutely pounded by a windstorm, right? And if the stream goes off, either A, I lost internet connection, or I am not living anymore and was swept away by the wind and one of these tornadoes that might be coming down on us. Just to keep you guys aware, if we do experience the passing of Boy's Crypto, remember me and still promote this channel, everybody. Don't forget to promote Boy's Crypto as we go to the high heavens, okay? Don't forget to promote, even though I'm not here with you guys anymore. The next host of the show, in the event that my lady does survive, she has agreed, not with her words, but with her eyes, to take over the show for me and dive into the crypto analysis with you guys every single night, right? She has said she's going to come on the stream one time. I'm super excited for that. It's going to be great. The views are going to go up through the roof. I'm telling you guys, she is. Oh, how you do the wink? All right. Shout out to Christmas Vacation. Buddy Heed, or Buddy, I don't remember, the guy who like pours the sewer, his sewer from his RV into the storm drainage. Yeah, he goes like, all right, whenever the tree bursts on fire. Shout out to Christmas Vacation. I love that movie. All right, that's kind of what we're looking at. That is the lady, right? All right, that's Bitcoin right now. All right, and what I'd like to see is for a massive candle to the upside to get us out of this flag formation here. It does look good on the 15. Those moving averages are tight, and even with Trump speaking, it doesn't matter. The charts are saying, hey, a big move is coming. A big move is coming. The charts weren't like, oh, Trump's gonna speak, well, let's consolidate up here in the moving averages. I mean, the charts are saying a big move is coming, and you know, maybe it just pairs up just perfectly with Trump saying something here. That would be really cool to get a bullish news event here on the stream. We'll pull it up. All right, so yeah, we went over fear and greed. We got Dex Screener pulled up here. What do you guys want to look at? We looked at XRP. Let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin getting a little bit of a beatdown. Why is Litecoin getting a little bit of a beatdown, right? So Litecoin getting absolutely shredded because why? It went on a massive run, right? It went on a massive run and I had my trade ideas up here from the other day, right? We have our trade ideas. We are sitting on the sidelines on Litecoin, right? We are sitting in this range on the daily. On the daily, baby. On the daily for Litecoin. So we are trading in this range. We've been in this range since November 27th. It's been crazy. A lot of chop for Litecoin, a lot of hype. People speculating on it being the first ETF getting released by the US government. That's super cool. I'm very excited for that. But look here. We are coming down to this daily 200 MA. We cannot break this daily 200 MA. We wicked down there, right? We did get a nice big wick down there to the 200 MA. Shout out to all the ladies who like those big wicks in the house. The big wicks, the big wicks. All right, so yeah, we did get down to that 200 MA. What I'm looking for is a break of this trend line and a retest of this zone right here, maybe even up to this high volume node. Yeah, I'm gonna just go with the node right here, the support line we made at about 97.61. I'll be looking to short this puppy with a stop above the high volume node. This would be my trade idea in the event we get there, right? Right now, no trade. Right now, no trade. So I would look at a retest of this area with a stop above the high volume node right there and target 2 to 1 at least and get a little scalperino on what I believe is going to be mass fear for Litecoin in the event we do break that daily 200 MA. It is showing a little bit of weakness here. Well, why, Boys Crypto? I thought the altcoins were super bullish and looking good off of Bitcoin's rebound. Well, they are, and it feels really good right now with Bitcoin dominance where it is. But Litecoin went on a massive tear when all the other altcoins were getting bent over the barrel and shown the 50 states. Shout out to Ted Lasso, horrible bosses that act as a legend. But when all these other assets were getting bent over, Litecoin went on a surge. So when people realized that, oh, we're getting massive bullish divergence like we called out the other day on almost every asset. We saw bullish divergence massively on the 8 hour. When people start seeing that, they're going to take their profits out of Litecoin, which is already pumped, and move it into something that has not pumped yet. And then take advantage advantage of that move to the upside. Litecoin, if it pumps 20%, if Litecoin in and of itself pumps 20%, just like it did, the other day, it did have a massive move. It went on a massive move when nothing else did. Everything else trended sideways while Litecoin went on a massive move. If altcoins start to run, it is unlikely for Litecoin to go on another 20% move, because the market will see that as 20% overvalued compared to the average altcoin. That's just what we're looking at. You always want to look at the total 3 chart and how these assets are comparing to the entire market. You could always look it up here. Whenever you type in your asset, you can put in Litecoin.D. That's the percent of the entire market cap that Litecoin has. And what I'm liking here, right? And Litecoin's been beaten down on the weekly. Look at this. This is just carnage right here. Litecoin has been getting absolutely shredded by the rest of the market. But what I'm liking here is this the beginning of some kind of cup and handle pattern, right? It definitely could be. This could be the bottom for Litecoin. This could be the bottom for Litecoin. I'm not saying it is, but it could be the bottom. Well, boys, crypto, where is that likely to come in? I'm glad you asked, random citizen. Let's dive in. Let's pull out that dandy fib tool that we pull out every single day here on the stream, and we'll take our fib from the bottom to the top. Boop, boop, boop. And we're going to come down here to this golden pocket, 618786. That's where you can speculate on Litecoin taking a little bit of its market share back. Just like anything, whenever you're looking at an asset with price, you could look at asset compared to the rest of the market. The charts work out the same way. The charts work out the same exact way, whether you're charting on price or percentage or anything. And this could be a nice juicy cup and handle to the upside, and Litecoin could take a double up on its market cap, right, compared to the rest of the market. That would be really nice to see for Litecoin. You'd be coming up here and testing your 200 MAs. You did get above the daily 200 MA. That tells me you're likely to come and test the 3-day. Did we get to the 3-day? We got above the 3. That's crazy that we got a candle body close above the 3-day and we did not get any kind of consolidation or continuation. But yeah, when it does match up perfectly well with the bullish divergence we saw on a lot of the major altcoin assets the other day that have just been absolutely hammered since Bitcoin's colossal fall from 110,000. Woo, baby! Let's jump in the chat. Shout out to everybody who just joined in. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Drop your altcoins in the chat. Anything you guys want to go over, we are going to dive in and we are going to get down and dirty with it, baby, as the kids say. I don't know if the kids say that. All right, let's look at it here. Thank you, April, for calling me handsome. What's up? I'm thinking about going get my eyebrows done, getting some threading. My lady does call me a little bit of a weenie. But I'm a shower, man. I'm gonna show her when I get to that threading session and there's that Indian lady and she's flossing my eyebrows. I'm not gonna say a single word and she won't be able to call me a weenie the rest of her life. That's the way it's gonna be. I can't wait. All right, diving in. Let's look at Avalanche. Let's dive in. Avalanche, one of the biggest gainers on the day, one of Trump's holdings in his World Liberty Financial wallet. Let's dive in. AVA. Avalanche. Let's dive in. Woo! Whoa. Not what I'm looking for. Avalanche. Let's look at it. Nope. Derivatives, Binance. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. All right, Avalanche. Kind of getting beat down, right? No, that's AVAX. What? There we go. On the perpetuals. All right. We got to zoom out here. This is a play that look, this asset is relatively new compared to the market. It wasn't here in 2017. So this came out in 2020, and since, the 2020 absolutely rocket shot it up towards $666, 666, really weird, right? You could look at this as a giant cup and handle, and that's how I'm viewing it right here in the long term, right? And this is the only way I could look at Aave right now because it's such a perfect pattern to me in my mind. So now we have the cup and the handle, and this is a steep handle, everybody. This is a steep handle, right? So what am I looking for Aave? I'm looking for a 618 retrace on Aave, and it looks like we may have even gotten that from the top. So let's pull our fib here. Cup and handle, baby, cup and handle. Let's pull our fib here from the bottom to the top. Whoop. And it looks like we did come down and get that 618 bounce. We came right into the golden pocket, the weekly 200 MA holding us up. Let's look at the daily here. Yeah, I really want to see us get above that daily 200 MA. That is super important for Aave here in the future, eating back a lot of that dump that did happen earlier these last 2 days. That's really nice to see for Aave. I do speculate on this asset in the long term. I mean, the president holds it in his portfolio, so you could even take a fib from, you know, from this initial reaction right here and see we came down to the 786, and we definitely did. Came down to that 786 region, and we did get that bounce. And the next step is getting over that daily 200 MA. You got a nice gap here in the VRVP, I'm not going to lie. A nice gap here in the VRVP all the way up to $253. That does represent a pretty strong move to the upside. An additional 25% gain on the radar for Avalanche. That looks really, really good to me. I'm liking what I'm seeing for Avalanche here in the near term, but I do like that weekly time frame. It looks so good. It looks so good. Let's see. We got some, yeah, woohoo. Let's zoom in and see if we got some divergence here. And it looks like we do on the daily here. Look. Okay. We have our swing down, and it's a very small spike, right? We have our swing down on price action, while we have our swing up on the daily, right? And that is bullish divergence right here. We have our swing up on the RSI, from our swing down in price action here. That is bullish divergence, telling us that we are likely to break this high before we break this low. If we do that, which it looks like we're on par to do so, we are coming up to major resistance, but we're above that high volume node here on the VRVP, and we could shoot up very, very quickly to the next high volume node. It's sitting up here at about 254. It looks really good for me for Aave. I think this may be one of the best prices that you could get this asset at. I'm definitely not calling the bottom right now. I would wait for that 786 retrace. I mean, he did off of this, this micro move here, but this cup and handle looks so good to me. This cup and handle looks so good to me on the macro. It's so important in crypto to zoom out, everybody. You're gonna get a lot of people flip-flopping every single day, and you know that used to really tick me off when everybody would flip-flop. Oh, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, and nobody knew what was going on. That would drive me absolutely nuts. Let's dive on over here and see what is going on. Oh my goodness, our trades are underwater, not looking good. We're getting a little bit of a dump-a-rooney. Let's see if we can turn that around. That is okay. That's why we use good risk management, everybody. We did get that candle body close above the 200 here. That was looking good. So let's see what's going on. Hopefully Trump didn't say anything disastrous, because that definitely might have happened. If that happens, we get wicked out. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Let's dive into what other coins you guys want to look at. Trump is live. Yeah, we're gonna look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin for Wanda. Absolutely. Let's look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin, baby, the people's coin, Elon Musk coin. I did see it get a little, didn't it get a little, I saw people talking about a little bit of a pump earlier. Yo, you did get a pump. All right, let's get rid of this. And let's see. Okay, Dogecoin. Let's get rid of some of this previous work, because a lot of it's not relevant right now. On the daily. Yeah, looking really similar. You got that big cup and handle. I'm going to look at this. I do like this little pump, to use that in the chart, right? You got your little half cup and handle. I'm seeing this as a giant bull flag here for Dogecoin, right? That's what I'm looking at for Dogecoin. And I'm not a huge meme guy. I'm not a huge meme guy. You guys know that. It looks like that was a broken pattern. Yeah, broken pattern to the upside, came back down in the range. And you're looking to go higher for Dogecoin. That does look good with the stochastics are curving down. I don't like to see that. You're falling through some major gaps. You're sitting on a high volume node right now at about 19. Yeah, you're sitting right on that high volume node at about 19.9. That does look, that looks promising for support. And if you do get a bounce, you're going to get a nice gap up back to that 25 cent region. It does look good. Let's pull our fib here from the bottom, everybody. Let's pull our fib here from the bottom. We can do it from the absolute bottom. That looks like where we're kind of sitting here. Yeah, and you're coming down into that golden pocket. It does look like a good area for maybe the DCA in the Dogecoin. That would be my my investment advice, even though don't take it as investment advice, entertainment only, right? But that would be like where I'd look at for Dogecoin. I'm skeptical about Dogecoin because there's 10 people who own 60% of the entire supply, and those people rugged it, man. Like whenever it went on its initial run up to 70 cents way back in the day. Yeah, whenever it went on that massive run up, Elon Musk was talking about it. That was massive market manipulation, in my opinion. It just got rinsed. And there's 10 people who still own 60% of the supply, everybody. Keep an eye on Dogecoin. Just be careful with it, everybody. Just be careful. Kaito, baby, Kaito, coming in from Sin Nasty Kid. Thanks for jumping in, man. That's what I'm looking at for Dogecoin here. Kaito, baby, Kaito. Let's take a look at it. Let's see how Kaito's doing. A early bird brought up to us by Sin Nasty Kid on the stream. Looking really, really... Let's zoom on in here and see what we're looking at. Kaito, a relatively new project, came out not too long ago. Man, that wind is whipping. I'm worried about my window caving in here. Okay, Kaito, here's what I'm seeing, right? Here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a little bit of a trend forming here. I would like to see that. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of a trend holding here. Let's see where that fib brings us. It does look like you got a 1-to-1 retrace. You're hoping on this double bottom right here. You need this double bottom to pan out looking right like that. Like you got your double bottom, right? Hoping to pan out to the upside. You do have your stochastics curving pretty wild in the upward direction. This is looking at the 4-hour, right? We still don't have a lot of data on this asset. We really don't. We do not have a ton of data on this asset as it is not very old. Okay, you can look at a little more data on Dex Screener, but for the current range right now, that's where you're sitting. You're above the high volume nodes. That's what I like to see. I do like being above those high volume nodes right there. That serves as a really nice support around that $1.70 region. Looks really, really good for Kaito here. I want to see this push to the upside, right, out of this little wedge here. And that would look really, really good for Kaito. Coming up to test the highs for Kaito here, baby. That does look good. That does look good. That's what I'd be looking at for Kaito here in the near term, but still very speculative, very new asset. The internet of money, baby. The internet, or the internet of crypto, baby. The internet of crypto. I do like the project and what it stands for overall. I think it could do some massive damage over time, and that is what I'm looking at for Kaito in the near future. We did get a little bit of a bounce-a-rooney there for Bitcoin, right? You don't want to freak out. You want to have your stop losses set deep enough, everybody. Tight stop losses. Tough, right? We are down a little bit on the day. It is what it is. What we do today? Well, we took a little bit of a short. We took a short today on the trades, right? I did mess up and entered a link long when I didn't want to enter a link long, really. I closed that trade not too long after when I realized what was going on. My leverage was too high for this asset, and I was using a little too much margin. I was like, what in the world happened to that trade? I had no idea. So I closed it, right? And then we did a short on Bitcoin earlier, did a little scalperoonie. Shorted down from 87.4 down to 86.8. We got out of that, right? This was that move right here where that red arrow we got in on the diamond pattern here, all over on X for you guys to see. Whoop! Let's zoom up here. We did have a little diamond forming here on Bitcoin on the 15, right? And then we did take advantage of that down to the downside. How do you trade diamonds? Well, diamonds 90% of the time do you break down from in the opposite direction in which they start, right? So we did get that diamond there. We got that whipsaw action, and we did break to the downside. We took advantage of that break on that retest, and we came down and we crushed that trade. Awesome trade. Shout out to everybody who's following me on X. But that's what we're looking at right now. We are a little down on these trades, but I'm not sweating it or anything. It could definitely shift around as Trump is speaking. Let's see what we're looking at now for Bitcoin. Let's go back over to Bitcoin. That's where Kaito's looking to me in the near future. It is looking good. It is looking good. You know, but it is a new asset. You got to be able to withstand that volatility, man. You really do. You really do. All right. Diving into Bitcoin here. Let's dive in up here at the 15-minute. Looking at it real quick. Why? Because I'm really vested in it. Because it's a trade that I'm actively in. I am liking this bull flag kind of forming out here on the 15-minute time frame. Looks really good. We had the moving average. Look how tight the moving averages are, everybody. That is saying a move is coming. I don't like being below the 21. I want to get that push above the 15. We did have that close above the 15-minute 200 MA. And then boom, the pairs stepped in and said, no way, Jose. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way, boys crypto. No way, no way, no way. And then we sank to the downside. That's not what I want to see. I am liking something like this. You got a shoulder here. You have your head. And you have another shoulder forming in the bull flag. I do like that kind of vibe going on. It is a little ugly, but it does stand true as a shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? You went a little deeper than you wanted to here on that shoulder, but that's kind of what I'm looking for here in the near term with Bitcoin. We want to see a turnaround. We want to see a turnaround. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. That's risk management, everybody. Risk management, okay? And we'll come back with a vengeance. This market has been incredibly hard to trade, right? Especially with these news events. Nobody down here, everybody was calling bear, and what got us out of here? A news event, right? This stuff has been absolutely this was back here. What got us out of this, right? What got us out of this? We had a massive news event, the strategic reserve announcement, boom, and then we had tariff announcement, boom. It's just been news after news after news after news. It's been so hard to trade because the second an announcement comes out like that, people start rearranging their portfolios. Everybody does, massive institutions and everything, and those have happened. This happened during the trading day, I believe. Yeah, during the trading day, and that just absolutely wrecked the S&P. We're sitting at extreme fear, not only for Bitcoin, but for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, breaking below their 125-day SMAs. That has been a disaster for the NQ. I think the NQ closed lower today. I would bet, yeah, it had to have closed lower today. Oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. Yeah, the NQ, look at this. This is the stock market, everybody. And what did I say yesterday? We didn't get that close, but look at this. We are teetering on the line. If you close below this daily 200 SMA for the NQ, for the NASDAQ, it could really take a pounding on risk assets. People will jump into things that they think is going to store value. Like, I mean, you would argue, oh, Bitcoin's the best store of value, and I believe that. I really do. But it's still a relatively new asset class. Let's look at gold, baby. Gold, AU, gold, my lady's favorite thing to look at because she wears it all the time. Oh my gosh. Come on, gold. AU, baby. AU. AU, gold. Let's see here. Gold. Oh, we'll just type it in. Price per ounce. Let's go. Gold, baby. Gold. Gold futures. We got that on. No. Gold. There we go. Gold going on a meteoric rise. Look at that. Gold is looking really, really good. It's been on a tear ever since, 1960, whatever, right? Way back in the day. Look at this. This thing has been on a monstrous tear, and it hasn't let off the gas, right? This is 1962 here, and it has been a massive upside. This is the weekly chart. A massive ride to the upside for gold, right? Ever since we debased the dollar from gold, it has been on a meteoric uptrend, and it has not stopped. And it likely will not stop until we stop money printing. If we do stop money printing and people start want to hold in the cash again, the gold could start to fall off, right? And if the Fed does decide to start printing money again, you could speculate on gold continually going to the upside. Gold has historically been a really safe store of value. All right, Sin Nasty Kid, what's going on, man? How you doing? Thanks for jumping in the chat. Wanda, April, Lily, how you guys doing? Kaito, yeah, let's look at ETH for Wanda. Absolutely, Trump did a great job tonight. I think the market is going to be bullish the rest of the week. Oh, that's good, man. I still have to, I'll rewatch a lot of that. And see what he had to say. I'm excited for that. I do like going over Trump whenever he's speaking. It is really cool. It is a really hype environment, and regardless of whatever you think, it is important. Whatever you think politically, it is important to listen to the president to get a good idea of what the future of the market holds. Right? If he gave some kind of hint about like, hey, we're gonna try and work out this tariff thing or something like that, it could be very, very good for the market and a recovery. Okay, let's dive into Ethereum. Ethereum getting a lot of hate, right, from the just on X on Twitter, but we'll dive into ETH on the perpetuals. I do like ETH on the perpetuals. Real nice and easy to look at the futures contracts comparatively, right? So we broke through those levels that we spotted here on the daily just the other day, right? We did break through these levels. We'll get rid of that. We broke through these levels. We came up and we retested that area that did serve as support for Ethereum perfectly, right? And we got that rejection to the downside. Ethereum looking weak, looking very, very weak since its meteoric uprising after the election, all the way up to about $4,000, about 50% off right now for Ethereum in the span of 3 months. That is a monstrous dive to the downside and sitting at a key area right here. You're sitting at a very dangerous area. Let's clear up some of this. You're sitting at a very dangerous area for Ethereum. This is your next macro. This is your next macro area of support right here. And if Ethereum cannot get back above and hold above this area, you're falling off the VRVP. I mean, let's see what the VRVP updates to. Where's your next nice major block? You got a little one here. You're in the middle of a VRVP gap, right? You came down to support bounce. So you're likely to ping pong in between $2,300 and about $2,050 where the bottom of that wick is, where the last one about came down to and was supported by that volume shelf. And that was a pretty good, nice support resistant flip, right? If you look out on the macro here, look at this, baby. You had that prior high right back here that you established in about April of 23, and you came down and you were, you're testing it right now. You're testing it. You're sitting it right on that line where we have been sitting. This is a macro support resistance flip. So now that this line is support, you have to assume it's going to be support until it breaks, right? And what would a broken support look like? Well, I'm not liking how the stochastics are looking. I don't want to see a candle body close. I don't want to see a candle body close for Ethereum below 2130. I don't. That would be a disaster. We do have a limit order in for Ethereum down at $1,600. Why do I have a limit order in at $1,600 for Ethereum? Well, because I do think this asset is going to perform well over time. I really do. And the 1,600 level sitting all the way down here does match up very, very nicely with a high volume node sitting right at 1,600. I think I had a limit order set at like 1,625, 1,650, somewhere in there. So let's pull out our fib and let's look at the confluence that we have with that level from the low to the high. 1,600. Look at that, baby. That comes down at 1,625. You have the biggest node in Ethereum for Ethereum sitting at 1,600. I have a long order there set at 5x leverage, a big one, right? Set for 5x leverage to control to Ethereum here at about $1,600, and I'm planning on riding that back to the upside. Even though I think we're gonna get if we do get that drop for Ethereum below below this $2,100 level, I think that is a likely area we come to. I don't think we're going to be down there for long. I think it's going to be a wick action. Wick, get everybody out of here that was long Ethereum on the way up, you know, back in December of 23. Get all those guys, maybe even come down and take out these lows right here. That is possible for Ethereum, but I expect a massive push up for Ethereum after that point. That's why I have limit longs in down here, a nice limit long in on Blowfin. If you guys don't have a place to trade, feel free to sign up with my link in the description. It's there for your convenience, right? But yeah, this 786 is looking nice to me. I have my limit longs there. I'm not saying that it's going to go down there, but I think it is a, look at that. That is beautiful. In order for the bears to get us past there, it would take something massive in my mind. It would take something massive to get by this high volume node where the most amount of Ethereum has been traded and to come down to a macro 786 retracement. Whoo, baby, that looks good to me. That looks good to me. Sniper shot, baby. I'm sniping right there. I'm going to get him. That's going to be, if Ethereum was a safari worker and he was walking through the Amazon and I was an anaconda hiding my giant 60-foot body in the grass and I was hungry, right? And I'm hungry, baby. I'm hungry for that long, and I was hungry, and I was waiting for the safari guy to come to my path. I'm not gonna go to the safari guy because he could, you know, he may see me coming and he'll run away to the upside. I'm waiting for him to come to my path, and then I'm going to strike, and then I'm gonna eat him and feast all the way to the upside, baby. That's the best metaphor I could come up for that. But yes, like a cobra in the grass. Shout out Crypto Kirby, miss you, brother. That's what I am looking at for Ethereum. That's why I have my limit long set down here. Not saying it's gonna happen, but Boyce Crypto and the community are positioned and ready in the event that it does, right? In the event that it does. We don't know that hurricanes are going to come and slap the crap out of Texas, but we got water in there, baby, and we are prepared in the event that it does. Okay, here we go. Diving on in. Trump did a great job. Cardano, baby. Cardano. Yeah, let's look at Cardano. We just released a video on Cardano and where I think it could go here in the future. But yeah, Cardano, feel free to check that out. Drop a like and a comment on it. Let me know where you guys think Cardano is going to go by the end of the bull run. I do like what I'm seeing for Cardano here. I am being very honest with my analysis of Cardano here because I think it is one of the assets that are the most undervalued here in terms of the big cryptos. Who talks about Cardano? Who talks about Cardano? I hear Solana, I hear XRP. No one talks about Cardano. Yet is a massive powerhouse, right? With Charles Hoskinson, looking really, he's a smart guy. I think that he can do some massive damage in the space. I did acknowledge that this was a bearish 786 retest, right? From the swing high to the swing low wick right there. We came all the way up to the 786, retested it, and we got that reaction, right? That's where we're sitting right now. That reaction does look to be over. We got to zoom in on the smaller time frames because we got some massive whipsaw action. I like that we're holding over the 4-hour 200 SMA, being held by the 21, baby, curving up. That does look good. Now, you can form a pretty big range here. Based off of this flagpole, you could form a massive range. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but this does seem like something that could take a couple days to play out, even a week or so, and we ping pong around in here and consolidate. Because after a 60% move, it isn't likely that we get another massive moonshot to the upside unless we get some kind of crazy news event. I mean, Cardano looks good to me. Cardano looks relatively strong compared to the rest of the market, and I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing for Cardano here in the near term. Oh, internet! The internet! No! All right, I'm alive. It's okay, guys. It's okay. I'm back. I'm back, baby. I'm back. The internet was trying to get me there. That Comcast guy, I don't want to have to call him up. I don't want to have to go to his home. He just got home from the emergency room. He's hanging out with his wife and his kids. I don't want to have to drag him out of his home. I don't want to have to do that because the bears are going to come. The bears are going to come and knock on Boyce Crypto's door, the boys in blue, and they're going to start beating it like we got beaten on that support line over and over and over again. They're going to crack down that door, break into my home, put their knee on my neck, and then drag me away because I killed the Comcast guy because I wasn't able to stream to you beautiful people every single night without any lag. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at for the future. We do not want any more internet problems, Comcast guy. Okay. Whoo! Back to brass tacks. You guys got me sweating. My uvula going everywhere. All right. Cardano. Yes, I do see some consolidation for Cardano here. We have to consolidate. After a massive 60% move, wouldn't it make sense for the charts to just to, you know, yeah, you don't see that. That's not price action that we see, with the exception of XRP whenever it went on its monumental run. I don't know how that happened, but Yeah, I see some kind of consolidation here, but I like it. Why? Nobody's talking about this asset. This may be the sleeping giant, baby. This may be the sleeping giant, getting that consolidation in a nice bull pennant here. And this leg up is no joke. This leg up is no joke for the massive asset Cardano. This takes you all the way up to $1.66. When Cardano's at $1.66, people are going to be like, hey, let's check out Cardano. Wow, that's crazy. Is this the next XRP? This is really cheap. This is a lot cheaper than XRP. Like, people could start talking about it like that because it was added to the strategic reserve. It's getting a lot of bullish news behind it. It's looking stronger than anything else in the market right now, in my opinion. Let's zoom out to the weekly. Baby. Woo! Cardano, the sleeping giant. I like it. All right. Here's what we're looking at on the weekly. So Cardano, what was beautiful about Cardano to me, once you crack this high, Cardano doesn't have a lot of resistances to the upside, right? It really doesn't to me. Not before going and breaking all-time high. And Cardano's sitting, at a 30% discount compared to its all-time high all the way back here, in 21, where it got all the way up to about $3. That would be a massive move for Cardano in and of itself. And if Cardano does break its all-time high, I think it's going to go on a slinger, on an absolute moonshot. I think this can creep its way up to the top 10, in the top 10. I really do. You could stake this puppy. It looks good. It looks good to me, right? We did get, let's see if we got any key, I bet we got a key fib retrace right here. And look at that. We came right down to the 786 here on the weekly. Boom, baby. And we got that reaction to the upside. If you got in a long down here, anywhere between 52 cents and 51 cents, yeah, 52, between 52 and 50 cents if you got in at that 786. If you got in on a 25x leverage or below, you were safe for the entire ride to the upside, and you would have made 25x your money if you got out at the top. That would have been a crazy move. That's the kind of leverage plays you can make on these Fibonacci retracements. That's why I like trading bigger leverage on these fibs when you get down to these fibs, because it's very, very likely you're going to get at least a reaction. Not a complete turnaround, but you'll get a reaction, and boom, baby, look at that reaction. That initial reaction off the 786 area was about a 34% pump for Cardano. I think that happened in a day. It did. It happened that on February 2nd, that massive capitulation event. A 60% move from the bottom in a single day if you got in at the 786. What a massive move for Cardano that was. That's the kind of sniper entries we're looking for, baby. And that's why we have our limit long set down here on Ethereum at that macro 786. Look what happened to Cardano, XRP, every other asset on February 2nd. If we had an event like that again, I'm looking to scoop up some juicy altcoins in those areas and just ride it for an hour or two. If I could ride that long for an hour or two, that's a couple grand, everybody. In just a couple hours, that would be wild, right? That'd be awesome for the account, looking and feeling really good, right? We're still sitting at about $5,600 in the account right now. That's okay. That's what, or 55. Well, where we at? $5,600 in the account. I have to move the camera every time. $5,600 in the $5,600 in the account right now, right? That's kind of where we're sitting. Let me move myself back down here. Woohoo, right? But that's what we're looking at here in the near term. Trade's kind of underwater still. It is what it is. We're getting that rebound. That's okay. Hey, you gotta have faith in your trades. You gotta have faith in your trades whenever you take them. Don't get scared out of your trades and you see a little bit of red and just hit the abort button. Hit the abort button. You don't want to. Yeah, you do not want to hit the abort button. Shout out to Makira. Abort it. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the golden age. Hey, yeah, man, the golden age of crypto. Uncle Damn Son, what's going on, man? Hey, first time seeing you in the chat. Thanks for jumping in, brother. Drop your thoughts, drop your altcoins. I'll go over whatever you want, man. I'm super excited that you're here. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, that's what Trump says, right? The golden age of crypto. We will find out. We're going to find out so much here, everybody, on Friday. It is the biggest day. Okay, Thursday. And I'm speculating. You want to hear voice crypto speculation? Jobless claims, and I know we're here for TA, but hear me out. Jobless claims, this is low. 235 is low. I expect about 255 to 260,000 initial jobless claims. That's what I'm looking at. Doge is firing everybody under the sun. You see videos of people walking out of the streets in Washington, D.C. with their offices in their hands. I think this is going to be a massive upset for this trash number right here. I think this is absolutely low, and this is just speculation. It could come in as expected. I don't know. but I think this is really, really low. 235,000 for initial jobless claims coming in on Friday. That is the perfect recipe for a moonshot for the upside for crypto. Why? If we get bad numbers, backwards, right? That tells Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who conveniently is speaking the very next day, right, about inflation and what his thoughts are on inflation. He gets bad numbers here, he's gonna start staining in his pants, right? He may come out with a giant pee stain in his pants, opening up a 50x long with his wife on the phone before he comes out on the stage, because he's gonna say, good morning, everybody. We got absolutely horrible news. I'm about to turn that money printer back on, baby. And then he's gonna multiply his wealth like I bet he does every time he comes out on insider trading. No big deal. I wonder what Jerome Powell's true net worth really is. Okay, so we got that. We have Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking. What's not on the U.S. economic calendar that's going to be an absolute moonshot, I think, for crypto? There's no way it could be bearish in my mind. And you know, that's kind of backwards too, because they like to put that in your mind. If Jerome Powell comes out and says we are not printing any more money, that's going to be horrible for the market. If this comes in below average, that's going to be horrible for crypto. It really will. Like it says it's good for the economy, and Fed Chair Jerome Powell is going to have wiggle room to say, yeah, we're not printing any more money. Quantitative easing, rest in peace. It's not going to happen. When that happens, that'll make, if that happens, right, that would be horrible for the market. But we also got Trump speaking at the roundtable on Friday, at the first crypto roundtable in history, right, in the White House. That's gonna be super huge. Let's hear what Trump has to say. We have no clarity, everybody. We have nothing, no clarity. We don't know where this money's coming from. We don't know if the United States is gonna buy more Bitcoin, buy more Cardano, XRP. We don't know, right? And if you guys do know, if they've released that, let me know. Drop it in the comments and pin me a link, because I want to see it. We don't know where that money's coming from. Nobody knows. We seized a lot of crypto from Silk Road. That reserve could just be, hey, we're holding on to this, because right now legally we have to sell every crypto we've got from Silk Road according to the law right now in this country. So right now we need to see clarity on that. That's what the markets hate right now, is that uncertainty. We need certainty from Trump, clarification. And I hope people have the right and the ability to ask him these kind of questions that are looming on the American people's mind. That's why we're getting so much whipsaw action lately in the charts, because we don't know. We have no clarity. This has been carnage in the past. You know, month, we've seen 50% drops, 60% pumps. This, even for crypto, this is absolute carnage and wild. It's been a crazy environment, especially if you're a hodler. If you're a hodler, you just feel like you're on a roller coaster. Right, you just feel like you're on a roller coaster with the bolts are all rusted. You know, you're spewing over the side. Your seatbelt's undone. You don't know if you're gonna fly out or get ejected, or you don't know if you're gonna ride it and have a good time and get a great picture at the. You have no idea. That's what's crazy about being a hodler right now. If you sold down here, oh, I can't imagine. You know, on the capitulation event, everybody there had to be equal buyers and sellers all the time, right? Imagine the sellers here getting absolutely right, selling their Cardano at 50 cents, and then just less than a month later being able to double up on that. That would have been carnage. I couldn't imagine feeling that, right? So that's something that you don't want to do. That's something you don't want to do here in crypto, and you got to have the stomach to be able to ride this kind of stuff out, because we are in an asset that is really, really early as far as adoption goes, and you got to be able to ride out these massive liquidation events, news events, and you got to be able to ride out the volatility. All right, diving in. Please look at Vet. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I appreciate the subscribe, man. I appreciate the subscribe. You're a legend. I really appreciate that. We are on our way to the upside, baby. Like these cryptos, baby. Like this big booble. We're gonna see hopefully they come out with YouTube boobles soon, and then they have all the streamers around, right? And then they see Voice Crypto right there in the front. I'm gonna get myself a professional picture. Look really good. Look all handsome for you guys. Shout out to you, April. Called me handsome earlier. What's up, girl? How you doing? But that's what I'm looking at for the channel here in the coming future. We'll be doing more giveaways and everything. I think we're gonna do another giveaway at 250 subscribers. Shout out to Michaela winning the Solana the other day, getting the Solana giveaway. Sorry I dumped a little bit for you, Michaela, but shout out to you. Okay, diving on into Vet. Let's dive on into Vet. VET. Vermilion. Vermilion Energy. Good night. All right. Yeah, if you guys ever want to look at stocks or anything, we can do that too. I'm always down. To look at the stock market. Anything you guys want to look at. I know this is primarily a crypto channel, but we'll look over the big stocks. We'll look over the NQ, S&P, whatever you guys want to look at. All right, here we go. I love charting. That's what I love. I love the charts. I remember when I was in math class in fifth grade, I saw my first candlestick. I saw my first chart, and I was like, oh my gosh, the Y equals MX plus B sloping everything. And this is when I fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to become, you know, I was 10 and I was like, we're going to become Boys Crypto. I know the cryptos aren't even a thing right now, but we're going to become Boys Crypto. We're going to become the greatest streamer in YouTube, baby. That's what we are aiming for. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Thank you for all my early supporters being here with me. I know it's hard to follow somebody who doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but I hope you guys love the energy and you love the show. Okay, Vet, this is what I'm looking for. Altcoins, right? We talk about the 786 all the time, and that is a valid region, right? We did get a little bit of a reaction off of it right here, but you know, some altcoins, the lower market cap ones, and I don't even know where Vet stands on the market cap. Let's see. VET, baby. VET. VeChain? Yeah, sitting at 42. Is it VeChain? It is. Or VeChain, right? So yeah, sitting at 42, $2.22 billion market cap, still relatively low compared to those higher market cap coins. 42, yeah, you know, you're still in the top 100, so you're paired pretty closely to Bitcoin. But altcoins do tend to sometimes retrace all the way down to this 886 retrace, and you know, whip out all these people who try to get on a 786 retracement. You're sitting above a high volume node right now, which I really like. That looks good. You are still below that daily 200 MA. And what do we say every day here on the channel, baby? We are below, when we're below the 200 MA on the daily, Boys Crypto is a bear. I have to be. Look, when we're under the 200 MA, we stay under the 200 MA. We get above the 200 MA and boom, baby. We're below the 200 MA. We just stay below the 200 MA. We get above the 200 MA and boom. I would have to wait for VeChain, right, to get above this 200 MA. It's just screaming massive weakness right now in the market. And a lot of these altcoins are looking like this. But you do have the major cup and handle here that you're forming on the daily. I do like that. I do like what I'm seeing here, but I just can't get behind it. There's a lot of, to me, there's a lot stronger coins in the game right now that are sitting above the 200 MA. A lot of these altcoins are sitting below the 200 MA. Some of my favorite projects, you know, Ondo, Chainlink, things like that, sitting below the daily 200 MA. That is absolute carnage. So, you know, could this definitely work out? Absolutely. You know, you got your flagpole here. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. You got your flagpole here for the cup and handle, coming up all the way for a measuring move all the way up here to about 10 cents of VeChain. I don't know a lot about the project, but this thing does, you know, that's a 214% gain in a very quick amount of time. Look what happened last time when VeChain went on its run. If alt season does start, that's a 300% move in 30 days, baby. If alt season does start and this Bitcoin dominance bear day does start to play out here, that could mean that this could be the bottom for VeChain here. It definitely could be, but I'm gonna stay away from that right now. It just looks a little weaker compared to everything else. Bitcoin dominance breaking above the 15-minute 200 MA, baby. I do not like to see that. Watch your altcoins. Let's see what we're looking at on the daily. Yeah, we still have the daily bearish divergence. We went over this earlier on the channel. We got the daily bearish divergence, and we want this to play out so desperately. For anybody holding the holding altcoins right now, you need this bearish div to play out. If Bitcoin dominance decides to go to that 75% level, this could be massive. This bearish div says we're gonna break this low before we break up here at this high. Yeah, so I really want to see this bearish div play out. If we don't, it could be some carnage for the altcoins in the coming months, and Bitcoin may really start to steal the show. I don't think that's gonna happen. I like this daily bear div. We are even forming weekly bear div here on the on Bitcoin dominance, which we haven't really seen in a long time. So the weekly bearish div right here. Woo, we got to swing up on price action. Oh my gosh, this monster's getting to me. Shout out to all you guys who drink Monster Rehabs. Shout out to the people up here at night, baby. Woo! Night shift isn't easy, baby, but we are here on this grind. Okay. So we got this swing down on price action, or swing up on price action, while we have our swing down on the RSI on Bitcoin dominance, saying that we're likely to break this low here before we break this high. That would be insanely awesome for the altcoins. That could be the beginning of altcoin season. You know what? We went over this the other day. Look at this. Is this not a perfect golden pocket retrace bearishly to the upside? Look at that. From our swing high down to our swing low here, we are getting a rejection up here at this 706 in the golden pocket. We could come up all the way here to 66.34. That's our 786 macro bearish golden pocket retrace. We're pulling our fibs constantly on this channel. We've been in a constant uptrend for the past 2 years for Bitcoin dominance. On average, if you've been in Bitcoin, you've beaten up on almost every single altcoin, almost at 99% of them. You just have. So if we get this rejection here, and we start alt season, this could be a massive move to the downside. What I do like, flipping this upside down, baby. I love looking for longs. So I always look for longs. If I look for longs on the inverted scale, that's how I know when to short. So look at this, baby. This is a nice cup and handle. This is a nice cup and handle here forming for me, right? In my mind, on the weekly for Bitcoin dominance. Right? it does look like this could definitely break out to the upside off of this golden pocket retrace zone between the 618 and the 786. That is something no one is talking about when people are talking about like, oh, this is the end for altcoins, your altcoins are dead and everything. That's exactly what everyone's going to start saying before the altcoins rip to Valhalla. You do not, if the altcoins rip from here and it actually does go to target, this would be the biggest alt season that we've ever seen, right? That would take Bitcoin dominance out of this cup and handle all the way down to 26%. 26%. Oh, that'll never happen, boys, crypto. This is crypto. Anything can happen, baby. We just got a bunch of altcoins added to the U.S. Strategic Reserve. We don't know what's going to happen. We do know how to trade it. We do know how to trade pivot points, and this is screaming that this is a pivot point right now for me and the boys crypto community on the weekly for Bitcoin dominance. Inverted, right? Let's flip this back upside down. Let's look at that. Boom. Inverted cup, handle, boom, to the downside. If this was on the 1 minute, everybody would be screaming. If this was, everybody would be screaming, oh my gosh, look at that inverted cup and handle. We got the 786, baby. This is an easy trade to the downside. But because it's on the weekly, people just don't chart this all the time. People that just don't chart this. People don't look at the weekly. Look at the weekly, baby. This is a macro cup and handle to the downside, Your altcoins, in my mind, in my opinion, are about to go on a monumental tear. I'm not saying this week or next week, but this is a likely zone. A zone, right? Not this level right here, but this zone is super key, right? Between 60 and 64.5% for Bitcoin dominance is key for a rejection to the downside. No one's talking about that, everybody. Nobody is talking about that. Look at like all the other influencers and everything. I see everybody so bearish, but like this is the time where you could get that massive alt season to start, right? It just is that way. I mean, we haven't really seen, let's see here. Let's see. When did the last one start? So we'll pull it from here. This initial swing to the low. When did altcoin season start? We get to get a little push up to the 886 there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got it to the 886. Or you could go from the high. Yeah. So yeah, that one retreats a little deeper to about the 886, even here, getting a double top right there before collapsing to the downside. But you know, I really like this inverted cup and handle for Bitcoin dominance. Nobody's talking about that on the weekly, and this is a long period. This cup and handle has been forming since January 22nd of 2018, baby. This is a macro chart. This is a macro chart. For people who don't really understand the macro charts, that's how XRP broke out to the upside. Nobody, when XRP was trading at 50 cents, nobody could tell anybody, yeah, XRP is going to be trading at $3 next month. Did you know that? Did you know that? Even though we're below all the major moving averages and everything, and we haven't moved price in almost 3 or 4 years, we're going to be at $3 in 30 days. Nobody was talking about that, but we had a macro breakout for XRP, and it had that moonshot that just defied absolutely everything after such a long period of consolidation. Almost like it's a long period of consolidation. Yeah, 2 years for Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, I'm seeing weakness here. I'm seeing good old Bart Simpson here, baby. A good old Barty Warty. Bart, you got your hair right there, and you got your Simpson. Those patterns do play out in crypto. You got your Bart here, right? If we made him yellow, I'm not really good at drawing, but this gap in the VRVP does look to be filled, and that would start you on your downtrend to the downside. Right? You go to the downside for Bitcoin dominance, watch your altcoins. They're just going to absolutely rip to Valhalla. They will. They're average altcoins. I think some are going to perform better than others, but you got a gap in the VRVP down here to support you. Where's that VRVP start coming in with volume? Around that daily 200 MA. You break the daily 200 MA, and we all know here on the Boys Crypto channel that when we break the 200 MA to the downside, we are going on a nukage to the downside. Look back here. That mini alt season will go on another nukage. That's showing weakness for Bitcoin dominance. I really like what I'm seeing here. We can flip this upside down. We got a little bit of strength. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin dominance as far as it capitulating to the downside. I'm looking for tops, everybody. I'm looking for tops. And after a 2-year uptrend, in my mind, you can't be like, yeah, I think I'm going to start longing, right? This is where you got to start speculating and thinking, hey, when can this train turn around, right? The railroad tracks are about to end, and I want to see this thing derail, baby. I want to see this thing derail. All right, that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin dominance. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Thank you for jumping on in. We got Unreal Designs. We got Sin Nasty Kid, Wanda, April. Thank you. We went over Cardano. We went over VeChain. Trump talked about egg prices tonight. Egg coin is, tell me, dude, egg coin. I'll bet. Did it just come out? Trump says the word egg coin, and somebody has Solana somewhere in a wallet and says, egg coin's going to the moon, right? And people start searching egg on Dex Screener. They'll see it on egg coin, just an egg. Oh. Does it blow anybody's mind that when these is it egg on Sol? Is that it? Okay, there's tons of egg. Tons of egg coins. Egg on Sol. How old is it? A year. Yeah, egg. Yeah, you could go through here. You know, I would love to be the egg. Is this 5 hours and 19 minutes? Look, you could invest in whatever. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to invest in. But when I'm thinking about egg coin, right? What does egg coin do? Does it make money? No. Egg's a meme. You're playing a game of chicken with all the other people who get into egg coins trying to scam people out of a quick buck. So you're playing a game of chicken. Just like Trump coin, just like Melania coin, just like Libra, you're playing a game of chicken to see, even on these pumps that you get to the upside for like Trump coin and things like that, you're playing a game of chicken to see who's going to hit the sell button first. And that's just the reality, in my opinion, when it comes to memes. The egg coin, man, egg coin. I know the price of eggs is through the roof. Yeah, it's at an all-time high. It's never been this high. I don't think it's ever been. It hasn't. You've never paid this much for a price, the price of eggs, right? Let's look at grade A eggs. Grade A eggs, baby, on the economy. Egg coin. Well, this is actually eggs. Eggs. Grade A. Grade A coppers. Eggs, large per dozen, sitting at $4.95. Look at that, baby. And we were speculating, hey, look at this. He come all the way up to here. This is just speculation. And this isn't even chartable, right? This is on the, you can't go on the one, this is on the 1 month. This is on the 1 month, and you can't even look at it in a bar pattern. That's kind of ridiculous. Come on now. Come on. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is back in 1981. The price of eggs sitting at $1, and we've been able to hold that ever since. You know, I guess during the dot-com crash, stock market crash. Yeah, we had to print money. You know, eggs came back down. 2017, Trump came over and got things, you know, figured out. And then we had, COVID, and then the money got injected, and then now we have all these bird flus and everything going around. This is screaming to the upside. And if eggs go up, everything's gonna go up. Your bread, your milk, you know, your whatever else you guys decide to buy, your lavender massage lotion that you leave on the side of your bed that you use every single night to massage yourself very nice. And next to your nice box of tissues, your tissues are gonna go up. Next to your lotion, you know, next to any kind of massage oil, next to the trash can that you could buy, like all those things that are sitting on your by your bedside. I'm speaking to you, men. I know what your bedside tables look like, but they're all gonna go up in price. And then your self-fund time is gonna cost you a little more money, and that is gonna be insane. You know, your subscription prices, not talking about any type of subscription, but if you do pair that with some kind of subscription, that's likely to go up in price too. Prices are going up, everybody. That's the downside of this massive money printing. It just is. It rests somewhere. And right now, it's sitting in the housing market. Houses are going up through the roof. These tariffs saying, hey, we're not gonna build any more houses. We're taxing an additional 25% on Canadian lumber. That could be a massive downside for people building houses. People can just stop building houses, right? And there's so much money in the housing market right now. Houses are super expensive because that money that was printed during COVID, when everybody got like $4,000 to $5,000, some people even more than that, it rests somewhere. It rests in the markets, it rests in real estate. And that's why we got this inflated bubble, right, up to where we are right now. And that's why we are begging. That's why we need the Fed to turn back on the money printer. Because what happens if the Fed doesn't turn back on the money printer? This party's over, baby. This party is over. This crypto party's over. The macro bull market is over for, in the meantime. We are so overdue for a stock market correction. It is ridiculous. You got to keep that on your risk radar. You need to keep that on your risk radar. Anybody who is under the age of, let's see, since 2008, and we are sitting at 2025, 13. So if you are 33 years old or younger and you invested in the stock market at any point in time, you made money, baby. Does that sound right? I put money in the market. I put money in the stock market, and I made money. I just made it. I don't know what I invested in. I invested in some random whatever, but I made money. I did it. I invested. Yeah, well, you know, you never went through a 2008, a dot-com bubble. You never went through a massive housing crisis. You never went through anything like that. One's coming, baby. And I'm not saying it's now. I'm not saying it's next year. But this inflation, it's getting out of hand. And Fed Chair, as much as we want him to turn back on the money printer to prop up the markets, I understand his job and what he needs to do. He needs to prevent us from running into a hyperinflationary environment. And we are headed that way, and we are headed that way quickly. So that's why he's trying to turn it around. That's the purpose of Trump doing all these tariffs and everything, trying to get our dollar under control, because currently it is out of control. It is out of control. If you notice, if you think about it like this, right? If I have an apple, right? If I have an apple and I'm going to sell you that apple, 3 years ago, you offered me $1 for that apple, right? The apple's the same. It hasn't changed at all. You offered me $1 for that apple. And then you come back to me and you say, hi, I want this apple. Well, now the apple's $3. Is the apple more valuable than it was back then? No, your purchasing power just went down. Well, the apple's just worth $3 compared to $1. If you think of it like that, the purchasing power of your dollar going down while the value of a good staying stable, that's inflation. That's what inflation does to markets, right? So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. All right, everybody, that is what we are looking at for the markets overall. Let's look at total 3. Let's look at total 3, baby. If you guys got any altcoins you want to go over, drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat. You guys run this show, baby. You guys run this show. What are we going to look at tonight? I'm excited to dive into it. Excited to dive into it. All right, all the altcoins on the daily, just like Bitcoin, holding the daily 200 SMA, looking really good here, hugging right above it, looking very, very, very good. Okay, so we need to keep closing candles above this 200 MA on the daily. We do. And we need to close one. We need to get a full body candle body close above this 21 for your average altcoin. You just do. You just do. And you got to think of it this way. This chart is heavily influenced by altcoins that have absolutely had monstrous runs to the upside, like XRP, right? And the price of XRP heavily dictate. Actually, the price of XRP is the sole biggest contributor to this chart right here. Why? Because it is not Bitcoin, it is not Ethereum, and it is the third biggest altcoin that we have out there, besides, Tether. So XRP does move this chart a lot more violently. That's why this chart looks up, and you're like, well, my altcoin's down a lot further. That's because of XRP's monumental, $150 billion in market cap increase over time. That increases this chart like crazy. Okay, so here we are. Shout out to the XRP army. You guys made one of the best investment decisions of this bull market so far. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm looking at. Kind of a broken, man, you could say this is a broken pattern. This is what we were speculating on here for total 3. We're ranging in a channel, right, to the downside. And, we had that little breakup and we fell back into the channel, and now we're ranging again. Even with this moonshot that we had the other day on your average altcoin, you hit the resistance line perfectly. I still see this as a bull flag, right, to the upside. I really think if that bearish div forms out on Bitcoin dominance, this can moonshot to the upside, and it will catch everybody with their pants down. It will. Right, we did have a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Got defied, a very bullish sign. Now currently sitting back at that neckline of the shoulder, head, right shoulder. You guys see that here? The shoulder, head, and then the right shoulder. We defied it, came back down to the neckline. We're sitting above that daily 200 MA. Look at this gap. Oh my goodness, look at this gap. We have a massive gap, right? We fall below 817, right? 817 billion on the totals. We could come down to 765 very, very quickly. There's not a lot of volume in there. There's not a lot of volume. So I do see that gap in the VRVP. At the same time, look to the upside. We have a big gap, a big gap all the way up here to 887. So this range, right? This range here is pretty critical. We have the support VRVP at around 821 billion. I would like to see altcoins turn around here. The stochastics pointing down massively on the daily after that wild dump that we had the other day on the tariff news. So we need some bullishness in the space here. We need some bullish news, right? We cannot close below this daily 200 MA. We just can't do it, baby. We cannot do it. If we do it, boys crypto becomes a bear. We close below the daily 200 MA, and even though we had a little bit of Chop City, that daily 200 MA is going to keep coming up, right? As it measures the last 200 days. If we fall below, I'm a bear, baby, until we get back above. That would have stopped me out right here. I definitely would have longed, but we get below, I'm out. And then you had that massive fall to the downside, still couldn't get above downside. You could have speculated on a long here, put a stop below the most recent low, and you would have been safe, right? And that would have been your monumental moonshot, which would have been awesome. But ideally, like if you get above the 200 MA on the daily, you're gone. You fall below it, and you could really, really struggle in the near term. So I'm not playing around with this red line, baby. This is my do not pass go line. This is my do not pass go line. This is where you're, I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say it. But yeah, this is where that do not pass go line is for everybody, okay? And we've been consolidating here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, and the bears have not been able to sink us below the 200 MA on the daily, currently sitting at $799 billion. I want to see a nice green candle here. Let's see if we can engulf this. That would be a massive bullish engulfing candle. candle. Friday is going to be the big determiner of where we go here in the future. Friday is going to be such a huge determinant. And Fed Chair Jerome Powell, his tone, his position on the market is imperative. It is imperative that we get some kind of clarity on inflation. And it's imperative that we get some clarity on the strategic reserve. And I won't be surprised if the market just trades sideways until then, until we start listening to those people speak, because those guys are going to move this market like you've never seen before. We very rarely get two of the most influential people in the world speaking on the same day within just a few hours of each other. That is going to be one of the biggest days, in my opinion, in crypto. It really will. It really will. Friday, baby. Friday. On a low liquidity Friday, you can see things moon like never before, or dump like never before. You can. All right, here we go. Quant. Let's dive into quant. We did take a swing long on quant the other day. It was like a week ago, right? Or maybe 4 or 5 days ago. Quant on the perpetuals. We got out of quant. We did. We got stopped out of our, well, we decided to exit our quant trade. It was looking really good. We got above the daily 200 here. We got above the daily 200. We did get that retrace. We decided to get out around that $93 level here. There was just so much weakness in the near term. I didn't like how the stochastics were curving. It just wasn't looking good to me. So I abandoned it. We did take a L on that trade. We lost about $100 out of the account. Oof, right? Oof. But that's what risk management comes in. So quant, let's see what I'm looking at for quant. We're sitting below that daily 200 MA. Until we get, I'm not going to touch this unless we get above the daily 200 MA. That is my do not pass go line, right? That's my do not pass go line. So quant, what we see when we long this, well, we did get that macro retrace for the fib. Let's pull this fib from bottom to top, baby. And we got that retrace into the golden pocket. It was looking really, really primed for a reversal, right? For a reversal. And we just didn't get that follow through. We got that reversal pump off the golden pocket. We got above it. We had that moonshot. And then we since have just capitulated, right? We've capitulated to the downside. That's not what I like to see. I don't like to see, let's limit on the 4 hour for here. For quant, we're below the 200 MA on the 4 hour. Not liking that. Yeah, you could say you're in this falling channel, and sure, I could get on board with that. But for me, you could say you're in this falling wedge right here, looking to break to the upside. You definitely can, and this is just probabilities, everybody. These break up 60% of the time, but 40% of the time they break down. And when they break down hard, baby. They break down hard. That would take quant all the way down to 64 bucks. That's not what I'm looking for. So you're being held down by the 4 hour 21, and you got a bearish cross to the down, a death cross to the downside on the 4 hour. That's not what I'm liking to see. You need to see these altcoins start to recover here for quant to get a massive run to the upside. I do like quant as a project. I think it is really it's really unique. I really do think that. I like how it's limited in nature. I did a video on quant on why I think it could do well in this upcoming bull market, but I really can't touch it, man, until we start breaking some of these 200 MAs. That's key for me. And right now we're sitting underneath the daily, underneath the high volume node, the 21 curving down. Yeah, to me, I gotta hold off on it. Even though you're in that golden pocket. If you're speculating on a retrace, you could say, hey, I'm going to wait for the 786, but the 786 is still sitting pretty far from where you are, down at about 80 bucks. That's a 10% move to the downside. So I'm going to sit on the sideline for quant. I hope it goes well for you, man. I hope if you're choosing to buy here, I hope it goes well. But this gap in the VRVP does not give me confidence. Look at that gap down to where that $68 level. Yeah, that's rough. That's tough. But hey, if this node does hold its support, you may be looking at one of the greatest entries. I'm not gonna give a call quant either way right here. I get what you're seeing. We did see this kind of cup and handle vibe going on. Maybe this is a bigger cup and handle, but I just can't get behind it right now, man. Not on the macro. But I appreciate you bringing it up. Thank you. And that's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, man. I'm not a financial advisor or anything. It's just my opinions on the market. Okay, diving on in. Hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me here tonight. It has been an awesome stream. I know a lot of people are watching Trump talk. I'm gonna hop into that as well. Go over everything that Trump went over. You guys are absolutely awesome for joining us on the live stream tonight. Thank you for being some of my earliest supporters. Drop a like, comment on the stream. Let me know what you thought. I will see you guys tomorrow on the live stream. Stand by for the updated video. And boys, crypto is out.